Well, it wasn't ideal, but we brought the little excavator over here mainly because we wanted to track into the woods here just a little bit to get to the seems to be the middle of, I don't know if this was an old pond, if it was an old maybe even a holding pond where they might have had a liner, or it might have just been an area that they cleared out when they were skidding trees or something. I don't know. But we noticed this area from a satellite photo one time, or actually it was a drone. We were flying the drone, and it had been raining, and I noticed that this area was holding water. So I came over here to take a look, and what I discovered is there's like an old berm around this area, and it's hard to say whether that was like pushed up walls of a pond or what it really was, because it's just completely grown in with trees and everything. But since we've been working on the road and we hit a sand layer up on the hill, we need a place that we can get some clay, and you know, the end result, we want it to be something useful. Not that we don't just want to dig a hole somewhere and leave it, or create another borrow pit that we then have to figure out how to backfill, because if the terrain's not right, a borrow pit don't always work. So anyway, we figured, you know, if we can clear this area out, get all the trees out of here and everything, and then dig it back down to the clay layer and leave a layer of clay, we could probably make a little pond here and let it hold water. And it's not that we need another pond. I mean, we don't have a pond right now. We got plans for lakes and ponds in the long run. But you know, this side of the property, we get a lot of wildlife over here. We leave it pretty untamed, if you will. And we figured, hey, if we can put a pond here, it's not too far off the bee yard. The bees can always use a good source of water. But also all the wildlife in the area will have a source of water as well. So, I don't know, just makes sense that we'll give it a try. And looking at this test pit we just dug, we're down, I don't know, 3-4 feet, and it's solid clay down there. And if you look at the area I scraped on the other side, I mean, it's smooth, hard clay. Now that bucket I got on there is actually a grading bucket. They welded a plate onto that thing so that they could do smooth scraping like that. But I mean, if we made a hole and we left the bottom of it a hard, smooth clay like that, I guarantee that'll hold water. So we can take out, you know, 3 to 4 feet of dirt minimum, use that for our road project, and at the same time, if this all works out the way we envision it, this will turn into a little pond over here. So that's kind of what we're thinking. Let me see if I can get back in the woods here a little bit and show you what I'm talking about. So this is all sloped down, and the water runs up from up above. There's a big level area, whatever you want to call it. We call it Mars Landing. And down here's where I noticed we were holding water and everything. Of course, you got some old ruts here from some kind of vehicle went through or something. Could be just four-wheelers that were playing around back before all the brush grew up. But if you look over there, you know, going all the way up, actually, you can see this berm in the trees here. You got a berm that comes down, and it comes right here, and it keeps on going, and it goes quite a ways back. So we're thinking if we clear out everything inside the berm, maybe even clear some of the trees off the top of the berm, clean it all up, take all the dirt out of here and take her back down to clay, that this is going to make a nice little pond. I mean, it's not going to be huge, and I don't imagine it'll hold water all the time. I mean, it'll dry up in droughts or whatever. because all the water that comes in here is going to be rain runoff. There are no springs or anything right here to keep it full. But well, you can't see it through the trees. The trees are just too thick in here. So as we clear the trees, we'll continue to show y'all. But anyway, that berm goes way back there. I don't know what it was for. If you got any ideas, let me know in the comments. I mean, the only thing I know that they've done here is it was a pine plantation, and they cut the timber. Why they would have needed a berm like that back here is beyond me. I don't know. But who knows what this was used for over all the years. We just know what it was before we bought it. So anyway, up here where the water all runs down from, we've got a big open area. We call it the Mars Landing because it's red dirt and all this red clay and everything. And to us, it just always kind of looked like Mars. So we call it the Mars Landing. But this was a big open area that I believe is where they were skidding their logs to and loading up their logging trucks to haul that timber out of here whenever they clear cut it. This rock and stuff, they brought this smooth crushed ore in to put down a little rock on the surface. Of course, the erosion and everything has tore it up a little bit over the years, but you know, this was just a big open area, and there's evidence here that they were using it as their staging, loading area, whatever, skidding their logs to here and then loading them on the trucks. So anyway, that's where we're at. Stick with us. Let's see how it goes.